Right. Looks like we are live.
Okay, awesome. Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing? How are you doing, Pastor Justin?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Uh, surviving.
Surviving.
Hon-
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. I've just been so busy with work and studying, and I'm actually also doing this little small. I call it an internship, but it's not exactly an internship. Basically, like, me and a couple of other classmates have been teamed up with like startup businesses, and we're kind of like helping them um, with like designing their websites and whatnot. So yeah, so doing that on top of working full time is quite something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You've got a lot going
Mm-hmm.
on.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, so welcome everyone once again. Um, uh, Welcome to Checking In with the Pastor, where we have a conversation about what's going on in the community as well as what's going on in our pastor's heart. So, the purpose of this program is to let the members of the community know what's been happening locally and beyond in our community, to have members feel connected to the pastor, and to create a culture of love, honesty, and transparency. So, yeah, I will be your host tonight. This is Chiaki. Um, Pastor Justin, I'm just going to get right into the questions, but what were some of the highlights from your week?
Yeah. Highlights from this past week. Um, well, one highlight was today. I would say I me and my wife and my son. We went to visit a family who who lives in like Monroe, near Monroe. So a little up north, about an hour from my place. And yeah, they're a really nice family, young family with three beautiful kids. And um, we went pumpkin picking and kind of went to this little
Fun.
farm. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So it was fun because it's always fun to see my son have fun. But yeah, also talking to this couple, getting to know them a little bit more. um they're yeah, the husband, he's kind of new to the community, but also kind of not, because he was around for a while before. And but yeah, it sounds like they're really looking to kind of connect more with the community. And yeah, the wife's a really nice person. And she was saying that she really wants to kind of support my wife. um Yeah, which is great. I think my wife could definitely use all the support she can get.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, so it was just really nice. I think in our community there's not a lot of young families with young kids, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, being able to connect with them. And um, yeah, that really gave me a lot of hope, I think. Um, yeah, and then another highlight. mm, what else happened this week? Yeah, I guess another highlight. I don't know if this is a highlight, but I do want to say that I watched the program. There was a program on Friday called Think Tank 2022, and
Mm-hmm.
it had Mike Pompeo and some other like politicians from Korea and Japan, and they were talking about Korean unification. And um, yeah, I was pleasantly surprised with the quality of the program. And it was like um an actual conversation of like high level people talking about unification. And sometimes like our programs feel a little bit um feel kind of like stiff, I guess, because it's like this person's speaking, and then this person's speaking, and then this person's speaking, and they're all just kind of giving their own like short speech. And we're like fitting in like 12 different leaders from all around the world, and they're all
Mm-hmm.
like giving their own short speech about peace and things. And It's all good stuff, but yeah, I don't know why they decided this time to make it more like a conversation. Like it was kind of like a news program, or like these high level people were actually like talking to each other and asking questions and getting
Mm-hmm.
answers. Um, you know, Mike Pompeo was talking about his experience with Kim Jong Un, when he was in North Korea. Um, so yeah, that I don't know. Anytime I feel like our church is innovating or just breaking free from some mold that we used to have, that stuff, yeah, really excites me. And yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there were some people, some young people that watched it, but I think yeah, I think UPF is doing a lot better to kind of revamp their image so that it can be more appealing, I think, to also a younger crowd even. Um, yeah. So anyway, I if there's any young people watching, I hope you can give these UPF conferences a shot someday. See how that they've actually, yeah, they've learned and they changed and they really developed the program. So I think it might have something to do with our sister Kayleigh, who's working with UPF now. She was working with young youth and young adults for a long time, but yeah, I don't know if she has anything to do with the format, but I do feel a lot of hope seeing that. So yeah, that was another highlight of mine. How about you, Chiaki?
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing. And gosh, I've been trying to think of a highlight while you were speaking. And don't worry, I was paying attention to you too. um, and oh my god, I feel like I have such a difficulty every time this question comes around to me. Not that like I think it also has to do with the fact that it's like the end of the week, and I'm trying to like remember back to what my week was like. Um,
Right.
yeah, I mean, mm, well, it's not really a highlight per se, and it's something that I've just been keeping up with for like a couple weeks now. So basically, I started a condition for myself, and the reason why I decided to do this or start this condition was because I'm kind of in a really I guess you could call it like a transitional phase right now where I'm hoping to eventually quit my current job so that I can find a better job for myself. And I've been studying really hard for, um, to be able to move on. And I have a lot of like anxiety and like stress about me like transitioning into this new phase of my life. So I guess to kind of set a good foundation, kind of prepare myself mentally and all that, I started a, a condition, and basically it consists of me reading True Father's autobiography, um, and then kind of like reading some articles about the thing I'm studying, and then I also started this um, not gratitude journal, but basically I write down 3 things I'm grateful for every day,
Mm,
and I think I'm really glad I started doing the 3 things I'm grateful for because um not even related to like doing this condition, but like writing down what you're grateful for every day, like that simple act can like really help um I guess become more grateful overall and be able to consider like the small things in your life and how they're not really small, but they're the things that make your life good. So
right.
I want to say like I started noticing like the benefits of me writing down the things that I'm grateful for because I I want to say I'm emotionally in a better state, mentally in a better state than before I was not doing that. And yeah, I guess kind of just like me starting to realize the effect of me writing down what I'm grateful for is like I'm starting to notice it within myself.
Mm,
So yeah,
mm,
I guess I guess I'll say that's a highlight
mm.
for this
Yeah,
week. Yeah.
it's awesome. Yeah, I'm really happy to hear that you're doing that. I mean,
Mhm.
it's yeah, just that you're doing a condition. I'm really happy that people people keep doing conditions, and I think they're just great ways to kind of intentionally grow ourselves and
Mhm.
um, yeah, make yeah, like you said, preparing your foundation for a change in your life. And um, yeah, that's awesome. And yeah, maybe I might need to do something like that, writing gratitude points at the end of the day. That's a really good way to end the day.
Mhm. Definitely. Yeah, well, thanks for your thanks for that. Well, despite all the highlights, what were some of the challenges that came up this past week?
Yeah, challenges this past week. Um, yeah, I mean there were plenty of challenges. I mean, challenge. I feel like every day there's moments of just kind of internal struggle. Battling these these thoughts of like negativity. Um,
I feel ya.
yeah, like yeah, sometimes it's not always easy to keep hope about the future. When sometimes it's like looking at some things in the present situation that look just so difficult and such like insurmountable challenges, um, or yeah, just I don't know, even just like things like you know I for me one of my struggles, I guess, is I so I'm like I'm taking I'm committed to this role as a pastor, um, but yeah, I also want to do well for myself and like my family, financially wise. Um, so, sometimes when I hear things about like people having a business or doing this or doing that, I sometimes I compare myself, or I'll kind of think about that about, because before I was doing this, I did have a coaching business. And um, when you have a business, you have a lot of kind of freedom to kind of be creative and make money. And I remember when I was doing this business, I had this really interesting kind of experience for just like a short amount of time. But I remember like feeling like money was something that I could just kind of create, if I wanted to. Like all I had to do was set up a coaching program and find the right amount of people, and and then like I could do that, and then money would just like be there. I had like this very kind of uh, clear way to do that. But as kind of like letting that go and then becoming a pastor, and there's a set salary and it takes up a lot of time, and I don't feel very I don't know, comfortable or motivated to do like a side business right now. I mean, part of it is just like I do want to invest most of my focus on this pastor role. um, but yeah, some every once in a while that kind of like comes up in my mind, like 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 you don't have enough money for this or that. And like when I see something, like I kind of feel this sense of limitation in that sense. um so yeah, that was, I don't know, that came up a couple times this week. um and yeah, just overall one challenge was I was I'm trying to give up coffee. um and so this past week, this actually today, I think is going to be my third or fourth day without any caffeine. So I kind of like slowly
Mhm.
decreased it from like 3 cups a day to like 2 to 1. and then like half, and then now I'm at 0. So,
Wow.
but yeah, it's interesting because there's like moments in the day where I'll just like feel this strong crash of like energy and like feel like
Mm-hmm.
really sleepy. Sometimes even getting like a headache or something. So I think my body is still like adjusting to that.
Right.
So yeah, it was just an overall challenge just to stay focused when my body is like feeling like tired, like very suddenly or things like that.
Right.
Yeah.
What's your reason for cutting caffeine?
Yeah. Well, I started realizing that I'm not really getting any, like, I wasn't really feeling any joy from caffeine anymore. Like, I was really just like, um, it was just, it became like another thing that like my body just needed to function, kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
I already need to eat food, I need to drink water, but then like caffeine became like another thing, you know. Um, so I just kind of felt like, yeah, this is definitely not like, me dominating my body right now. Um, yeah, and I'm also just kind of curious if I could find other ways to kind of generate a more natural sense of like energy throughout the day. So like exercising and maybe eating a better diet or something like that. But I feel like, yeah, it'd be hard to kind of really gauge my energy level as long as I'm reliant, so reliant on caffeine to kind of keep me going throughout the day. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I guess that's my thinking.
Mm, I see. Cutting coffee will be very difficult for me, so
Yeah.
I can only imagine
Yeah.
the struggles of that.
Hmm. How about you, Chucky? Any uh any challenges you'd like to share?
Oh my god, any challenges? Oh, do I have a list? um, I mean, like I said in the beginning, I'm just balancing a lot of responsibilities. um, so it's just really hard sometimes to really have the time and energy for everything that I'm doing. Um, and like I pretty much dedicate my whole week to going into my office and working. And then by the time I get home, I'm so exhausted. I don't want to do anything. But yet, that's the time I have, the only time that I have to, work on my internship and like school projects and whatnot. So I haven't had like any leisurely time to like work on things that, just for myself and like my personal fulfillment and whatnot for a
Mm,
very long time. And um, that's been hard, but somehow just been moving along and hoping that
mm,
I'll be done with this. Hopefully
mm,
by next month. But
mm.
yeah,
Yeah. You see the light at the end of the tunnel?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Definitely can't, be that way for too long. Don't want to burn yourself out. Definitely
Hmm.
need some time to yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah, so just the challenges are always having to manage everything, but maybe just a couple more weeks to go and hopefully I'll be
Mm,
done.
yeah. I hope
Yeah,
so.
thank you. Yeah. Well, so then what or who were you grateful for this past week?
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, what or who? Well, yeah, I guess thinking back to the beginning of the week, um, we did have a Songhua ceremony for this is Maria Vargas, and um, yeah, I was really grateful for everyone who was able to support that. Um, especially as a new young pastor, it's not something that I have any experience running or organizing. But yes, I was grateful for especially Reverend Clark, who really took that on and made a really beautiful experience. And yeah, I was able to contribute a little bit. That I gave a short message at the burial and the Monsays, just kind of my offering. But yeah, so I was just grateful to have that support. Also for the we're getting this Sunday school workshop together, so that's been exciting, and it's really been nice to work with other people who are excited to do that. I'm working with Pastor Mika from Connecticut. She's also on board, and we've got a couple people from New Jersey and a few people from our community, Belvedere here. So yeah, working with a team, that's really really exciting. Yeah, I think that's what comes to mind for me.
Mm-hmm.
How about you? This should be easy, right? Since you're writing this down every day.
True. I mean, I could list multiple things that I'm grateful for. Um, yeah, actually, it's funny because last night I actually forgot to write the 3 things that I was
Yeah.
grateful for. So in order to make up for that, I wrote this morning 9 things I was grateful for
Nice.
yesterday. And let's see. Um yeah, I mean, a lot of the things that I wrote down are so mundane, like the fact that, by the time I get home from work, I have a meal to eat. Um the fact that when I need to go to work and I need to take the train, my parents are always willing to drive me and pick me up. Yeah, small things like that, like the fact that my coworkers make my work very enjoyable. Um, yeah, I guess I could just keep going on and on, just like small things here and there. Yeah.
Awesome. Very cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, so for this week's call, I decided to add a fun little icebreaker question. And the question is, what is your favorite item you bought this year?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I bought it this year. Well, yeah, I guess, I don't know. I probably bought it in the last 12 months. I don't know if it was this year, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, last
um,
year and this year is like a blur.
yeah, yeah, right. So one thing that I bought, I guess the most recent thing that I bought that I really enjoyed was one of these Alexa, these Echo. I forgot what it's
Mm-hmm.
called exactly, but these
Yep.
smart speakers, um, which I don't have anymore because it's in Japan. But
Mm.
when I was using it, oh man, it was so helpful actually. I really, it was just like really nice. I could just start playing music whenever I wanted to, and it's all voice controlled. And I would use the timer feature a lot, and making lists and things like that. And it just really like helped me with my kind of productivity. And
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, I think especially like having music always like readily available. Like when I was doing the dishes, I would just
Mm-hmm.
turn on some music, or cooking. I would just put on some music, and like yeah, that's one of the things I've kind of been thinking about, is like I I, I think I need to like sing more, because that's one of the ways that I kind of experience joy, is just kind of listening and singing along to music.
Mm-hmm.
um but I don't get that chance as much in America for whatever reason, or I just don't make it. But yeah, so maybe I need to get my Alexa back somehow. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, sounds like you need to go karaokeing.
Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah. I used to go like almost once a week in Japan. Go to
Oh wow.
karaoke.
I mean, it's Japan, so
Yeah, right. It's the thing to do.
yeah, it is the thing to do. I mean, I used to go often, like pre-COVID times, and I miss it a lot.
Oh yeah, you went like in
Mm-hmm.
America? There's places to go?
Yeah, yeah. There's so many in, at least in New York City. Like if you
Mm,
go to Koreatown, like there's probably like karaoke places like one after the other. So,
mm. Oh
I'm
really?
not sure. I'm not sure what the protocols are now with the with like COVID times, but like they're open and
Yeah, I know.
they are bumping.
Yeah. Maybe that's what I need.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Group karaoke session.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Jackie? Have you bought anything recently or this year you liked?
Actually, yes, yes, and I don't know if it's like I don't think it's a bad thing, but maybe some people could be like, "Oh, too much technology." Ugh. But I just recently bought the newest iPhone, and
Oh, cool.
my prior to that, I've had the iPhone 7, which I got in 2017. So it's been like 4 years since I've had that phone, and like I'm not a one to like be like, oh, I gotta get the newest technology, gotta get the newest phone and all that. Like as long as it's functioning and like doing the job, like I'm fine with that. But my my old phone, um, it started to become very dysfunctional. Where closer to the day I finally bought the new phone, like it stopped even taking calls. So I was like, it's time.
Mm,
Yeah. And like I said, I think maybe some people would have some negativity towards like all these new technologies, but I like to think that um, as long as technology doesn't take control over you, technology should be there to enhance your life and
mm,
like help your life, especially with like little tasks, not even little tasks, but um, I guess because what I'm studying right now has to do with tech. Um, I'm gaining more of an appreciation to the power of technology and how that could really help people in a greater scale. So,
mm,
yeah, I mean, yeah, like love my new phone, love the fact that it's making me happier in small ways. So, best
mm.
purchase of this year so far.
That's awesome. Yeah, definitely sounds like it was a worthwhile upgrade.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, wait, there's one more. I just thought about something that I
Yeah.
say real quick. I got a Roomba. That's been really cool.
Oh, that's
One of these
nice.
robot vacuum cleaners.
Yeah, those are
Yeah,
nice.
they're so good. I mean, yeah, just like they save so much time, and it's
Mhm.
like nice to have a house where there's not crumbs on the floor.
Mhm.
um, yeah, so I mean, I think it's great, if you can like just like some investing into some kind of technology that's going to improve a quality of our life, bring us more joy, more free time,
Exactly.
you know
Exactly.
because money, like, yeah, I mean, it's definitely good to save and be frugal, but at the same time, like, I think it's definitely worth it to make a purchase every once in a while if it's gonna give you, long-term happiness or save you,
Mhm.
15, 30 minutes a week of frustration, so
For sure. For
yeah.
sure. Absolutely. I 100% agree with that. Okay, well, anything else that's been on your mind or anything that you want to share with us?
um well, yeah, one thing that's kind of been on my mind, or is brought to my mind. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out like what it really means to kind of be a spiritual leader, I guess, for myself. And I was talking to Uncle Joe Leonard from New Jersey. He came to Westchester, and he gave me a couple hours of his time just to talk. And um, yeah, I kind of realized that there are definitely times where I fall into this mode of like trying to please people, and just trying to do a good a good job. I think a lot, like more often than not, like I'm in this mode of like I have to do a good job, you know. But I what I kind of realized in my conversation with Uncle Joe is yeah, that's just not like the ideal way that I want to be as a leader. Is not like striving to do a good job, but um more striving to kind of be my authentic self, and kind of bring like who I am out into the world, and like what I stand for, what I believe is important. um yeah, and just kind of like bringing that out into the world, um and like yeah, freeing myself from the things that kind of stop me from being who I am, so that other people can do the same. That's kind of one of the beliefs that I hold very strongly, is that we're all just trying to find the freedom to kind of be our authentic selves. And I think the best way that I can do that as a leader is to just role model that, of being my real self. And yeah, but yeah, I think the biggest challenge for me and a lot of people is getting into this mode of always trying to please the people around us, and trying to be the person that other people want us to be. And I think since becoming a pastor, that's been that pressure to kind of be the person that people want me to be, has been like magnified to a degree that I haven't really I don't think I've ever really experienced that in my life, this level of feeling the need to kind of live up to other people's expectations. But yeah, I'm not promising that I'm gonna transform overnight and be able to overcome this need to kind of be who other people want me to be right away. But yeah, I do just want to say that it's something that I want to work on for myself. And I hope that I can be a good um, example in that way, of working to be the most kind of authentic version of myself that I can be, in hopes that other people can also feel the freedom to be that. Um, so yeah, that's something that's on my mind. Uh, and I was, yeah, just grateful for that talk that Uncle Joe kind of not really confronted me, but asked some very kind of, you know, straight questions that kind of got me to really reflect on that. So yeah, I guess that's what I wanted to share.
Right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can totally relate to that problem of, wanting to change yourself to the expectations of other people. And that's something I've definitely struggled like throughout my whole life. And I think it wasn't until, maybe like this year, last year, that um I kind of slowly came to the realization, not even realization, but more like this mental state of like I don't care anymore. And that was really like a revelation for me. And like I'm glad I came to that point where I like genuinely can say I don't care. And it's such a strong statement because you're kind of like making a stance for yourself and saying I don't care what you think, but this is what I think and this is what I'm going to do. And as long as I'm happy and I'm not hurting anybody's feelings and whatnot, like yeah, that's what I will pursue.
Yeah, that's an incredibly freeing way to be. That's really cool.
Absolutely. But yeah, well, thank you for sharing, Pastor Justin. To close off our program, let's go into upcoming events and announcements.
Okay. Let's see. All right. Okay. Whoops. I forgot how this works.
Can you present it?
Yeah. There we go.
Awesome. Okay, so our Belvedere Sunday School is going to do a workshop starting November 7th at 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. This is on a Sunday, Pastor Justin?
Yes. So it's going to be, on a Sunday morning, and it's going to lead up to Sunday service time.
Awesome.
And there'll be kind of like a little graduation during service.
Oh, so cool. And looks like we're also looking for helpers.
Yep. So anyone 12 or older can be a helper. I put 12 to 15, but really it could be anyone 12 or older. If you're like older than like 18, then you'd be more than a helper. I guess you'd be more like a staff member. But yeah, definitely, we welcome any help, anybody who's interested in helping out.
Yeah, great way to give back to your community through helping out at the Sunday School workshop. Okay, so the Devoted program, it's going to start on October 24th. This is a program that will help with the blessing preparation for both kids and parents. And this program is for young adults, teenagers age 16 to 21, and it's a 7-week program. And cost is $50. And if you want to know more, check belvederefamily.com/calendar. Okay, so Pastor Justin, how was the date night?
Yeah, it was it was good. I mean, I enjoyed my date with my wife.
Awesome.
I really appreciated it. And I heard from a couple couples. They sent me their pictures, and I was really happy that they participated. And I don't think we had a huge participation rate this time, but that's totally okay. I think it'll take a little while for this to catch on, which is totally fine with me. But I honestly really appreciated it. I hadn't been on a date for a long time, so it was really nice.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear. And looks like all these pictures, like some delicious photos. And
yes.
Yeah, great pictures. I love it. Okay, so Worship in the Woods. We're going to be doing our Worship in the Woods that we used to do pre-COVID times. I think this is our first one since COVID happened, right?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I wasn't around last year, but I probably, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So, Worship in the Woods will take place October 24th at 2 p.m. Yeah, so bring your friends, bring your family, loved ones, friends of faith, and also bring your favorite baked good or snacks. And find all of this and more at belvederefamily.com, and don't forget to sign up for our newsletter.
All right, I think that's it.
Awesome. Okay, well, does that end our this week's call?
I think we're good. Yeah, this was this was nice.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. If you have any questions or comments for us, please email me at chiakihagiwara@gmail.com. We will answer questions and feature comments on our programs for next week. Anything to add, Pastor Justin?
Yeah, just a note. I just want to say that we missed last week, and maybe we missed another week. I don't know. It's been a little while since we were able to do this program. There was a lot going on, and I was also dealing with some just getting sick and things like that. But yeah, we will try to be as consistent as possible. We're actually thinking of just doing it every other week this time on the weeks that we don't have service. So this Sunday, since there's no service, we're doing this program. Next Sunday there'll be service, so we might not do this program. But yeah, we'll try to do it at least every other Sunday when we're on the off Sundays of Belvedere service.
Awesome. Alrighty then. So, thank you once again, everyone, for tuning in, and we will. So we're not doing this next week.
Yeah. See you in 2 weeks.
See you in 2 weeks. Okay.
That's right.
Alrighty. So tune in 2 weeks, and we'll see you again.
All right. Thank you, Jackie. And see you, everyone.
Thank you, Pastor
God
Justin.
bless.
Goodbye.